The social costs of family breakdown and single-parent homes is actually well known, and you will find conservatives going on about that. I mean, they do write about it. What's striking about the conservatives is that they will describe this quite eloquently, and then they will go on, but they won't do anything about it. The logical next step is, well, why don't we do something about the divorce system?
What happened to our churches, and when did they cave?
I mean, at one time, if there was trouble in a family, in a marriage, the churches were the natural forum, the natural counselors, the natural therapists, if you like, because their form of therapy had a moral element to it. You find out who's misbehaving, and if you help them, if necessary, you knock their heads together. You read them the riot act if you have to. The problem is the churches retreated from that territory. They didn't want to be judgmental. They didn't want to. I guess they thought somehow it was not their business, although I don't know why, because they're the ones that consecrate the marriages. They're interested parties. My argument, I've made several places, is that by vacating this territory, leaving a vacuum, it's the legal industry that's moved in. By the churches keeping their hands off, they stood off. They don't want to be judgmental. They don't want to interfere. They don't want to, they don't want to do the hard job of assigning blame. So what happens? Instead, the lawyers and the judges and the therapists, the social workers move in and take that turf that the churches have vacated. And what do the churches do? Do they stand up and express outrage? Do they say you can't do that? Do they go into court and defend the wronged party against this abuse of governmental power? No, they do nothing. They say, well, maybe we'll help you find a lawyer and we'll say a few prayers for you. This is a classic example of the great churchmen of our past. John Fisher and Thomas More and Richard Wurmbrand, and the churchmen who've stood up to the abuse of governmental power, whether it's the communists or the Nazis or Henry VIII or whoever it was. These are the defining moments in the history of the church where brave churchmen have stood up and said to the state, you are abusing your authority. This is God's turf, not yours.